Welcome all to the Crew Philosopher podcast. I am your host, Jabaya, aka the Crew Philosopher, and I'm joined today by a very special woman. At least to me, she's very special. Me and her go back from my old high school days, back when I thought I was going to be the next big singer. Um, I'm happy to have this woman on today. I want to have her introduce herself because I don't know if she's going to use her real name or a pseudonym or whatever. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Oh, so you're already blowing my spot. Okay.
What?
My name is Ty, guys. For whoever does not know me, I am Ty. Why are you blowing my spot, Jabaya? First of all,
What do you
I
mean?
told you that in secret. You know, the whole pseudonym thing.
Oh, I forgot about that. I was just saying in general. Whenever I have somebody on, I tell them, they can introduce themselves. So, because I don't know how people operate on the web. So, but
Okay.
I am happy that we are finally here to do this. And today we're talking about sex. We are talking about sex. Now, full disclosure, this was definitely her topic of choice. She had anything.
First of all, don't throw this all on me, okay? No, absolutely not. Don't throw me under the bus, yeah.
She had anything
You're
she goes
so
to talk
mixy.
about. I'm just playing. This is good though, because I feel like women talk about sex among themselves, men talk about sex among ourselves, and if we do talk to the opposite sex, it is usually either us talking to the person that we're having sex with right now, or somebody we used to have sex with. It is very rarely kind of like a neutral, male female conversation. And I think there's some questions that need to be answered. And so hopefully you will be able to answer some questions today. It's not really an easy way to jump into this conversation. So we might as well start with an easy question, which is, do you consider yourself to be a sexual person?
Yes.
Again,
Yes, I do.
Why?
I like sex. I mean,
sex.
Everyone does like sex, but I just find sex intriguing. It's interesting.
What is intriguing about it?
I don't know. I guess like everything about it. Just seeing the other person's reactions towards sex, even with you, is pretty intriguing itself. Just figuring out new feelings and, new things in the body that you just sometimes don't know till later on. That's intriguing as well.
Okay. All right, fair enough. So you kind of like the connection, seeing the person's reaction, seeing how you make them feel, how they make you feel. Is it deeper? Is it deeper for you than just physical, or is it just a physical thing and you just really like the physical?
It really just depends, I think that goes for anybody though. This depends like who you're having sex with. If it's somebody you're really into, I mean, obviously there's sparks there, but if it's just someone you're having sex with, then it's just like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, it's just sex. You know how to differentiate that after a while.
Yeah, me and you disagree on this because I told you that I'm not really a detacher type of guy. So I don't think it is like anyone can do it. I think certain people have a easier time detaching emotion from sex than other people.
I feel like when you are talking to someone, I feel like it's good to have a conversation with them to basically just know where you guys stand. Like, for example, you have a hard time detaching yourself, right? I feel like if you have conversations with the other party you're having sex with prior to that, then you can at least know where you guys stand and not expect certain things. That way you don't end up feeling funky afterwards,
Okay. All right. So now to my questions that I really want to ask you, which were, so the first question I had for you is so I asked you before we even did this, I said a question that I wanted to ask you is, what does sex feel like to a woman? And you told me that is a broad question. Who knows?
Very.
But I guess kind of like I don't know, because I'm interested in what it feels like for y'all versus for us, since like we're the ones kind of entering, like what does it feel like being entered?
I can't. There's no way I could probably. There's no way I can explain that in like a good way. At least not a scientific one. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
You feel
being
like
entered, it just. I don't know. It feels like you're just being filled up. I don't know how to explain
I'm
it.
about to say that. So this like get filled up.
Yeah, but not in a bad way. I mean, sometimes in a bad way, because but not always in a bad way. It feels very nice, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
and it just it feels like when you're really, really hungry in the morning and
Yeah,
you go straight to IHOP and eat a whole pancake meal,
that's what it feels like.
and then at the end of that pancake meal, you're so satisfied and happy that you had that meal. Like that was literally what you were waiting for the whole day. That's kind of how it feels. Like when you
Interesting.
get that release, I don't know how to explain it. I guess that's the best way I can explain.
Okay. All right. So I get it. That was a tough question to answer. So what as far as you're concerned, what feels like good to you? Like what do you like a man to do when you're having sex?
I mean, do I have to be specific?
I mean,
I
yeah.
don't know. I mean, I don't know. I like foreplay for sure. I like lots of foreplay. Like I
Okay.
love lots of foreplay. I like being touched. It's one of my languages of love.
That's your love language?
Yes.
Okay. That's your love language.
No, I mean, I love foreplay. I like being I don't like it depends again, like I said. Like if I'm really into you, then yeah, I like lots of foreplay. I like kisses. I like, the whole rubbing and the squeezing and the roughness.
That's
I like
as if you like him.
yeah. But if I don't like, I mean, if I like you, like you could just be attracted to somebody and just, like mess with them. And if that's the case, then it's just like, okay. We don't really have to do all that. Just get the job done.
Really?
Yeah.
That's incredible. So you out here sleeping with dudes you don't even like?
Not necessarily. Like I could like you, but
Or there's
at the end of
levels
the
to
day,
like?
I'm a woman and I have needs. I have needs, Like, I have needs, okay? I'm a woman and I have needs. So if I'm single, I'm single, I'm young, I got my own money, I'm doing my own thing. I feel like I have every right to, play the ball field like y'all do.
All right. So are there some things that guys get wrong, like do wrong during sex that you think they should know, but no one's telling them? Like, is there anything you could think about?
Yeah. The fetishes thing is really creepy. Like it's extremely creepy. I cannot fathom how creepy it is. I can't get into how bad it is, but the dirty talking, it's all right if you say like little things, but you having a whole dirty conversation during sex, that's a
Tell me
problem.
a story.
Like,
Tell me a story. Something happened to you.
no, I'm not going to tell you a story. I'm not going to tell you a story.
What he said?
No, I'm not. I'm not going to say it because if that person ever sees this, they're going to know that I'm talking about. How do you know? How do you know? The world is small, yo. The world is small.
But just saying, like fetish is it's like I don't understand dirty talking of fetish.
All right, so like, all right, for example, there are like, let's say you're in the act with someone, right?
All right.
And they say something out of the ordinary that is like, all right, nobody else would say this, bro.
Like what?
That was very weird. I can't say it because it's very particular and it's very weird. So I don't want to do that. But the fetishes thing for sure is weird. The foot fetishes, the putting fingers in buttholes is a weird fetish. The whole like, I just find that really weird. I don't think it's acceptable.
So you're saying that you find it weird is a strong word because weird because especially when we're talking about intimacy and like sex.
You're right. You're right. Weird is a strong word. It is because everyone has their own fetishes and what they don't like. So that's true.
Now I understand what you say when you mean weird.
Yeah.
But just people listening, weird. We understand that weird is subjective.
It is very subjective. So I apologize for that. Let me rephrase. I think it's very different for me.
Mm-hmm.
For me, if I'm just, speaking on behalf of myself here, I think it's very weird for me. I don't like being in positions where I'm uncomfortable, and things like that make me uncomfortable. And then I don't like feeling like I'm not in control or like out of control. So when you do things like that and you surprise me during sex, it's like, all right, now I'm just not gonna have sex with you again.
So for you, it's dudes that spring the fetish on you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, like I don't like that. Mm-mm.
So what is it? Wait, was it a situation where you were dealing with the guy for a while, and then you guys were sleeping with each other for like a couple of weeks, and then this particular time he sprung it out on you, or did he spring it out on from like the first time? Like which one?
I was talking to this particular person for a while, not a while, but like, yeah, give or take a couple of weeks. And we had, gotten into the act and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And, excuse my language.
No,
And
you can say whatever you want.
like, he really just came out right on with it. And I'm just like,
So you two were
no,
intimate
I don't
before
like that.
previously,
Yes,
but this
yes.
specific time he decided to come out the closet with a teddy bear outfit on.
All right. Not the furries. Not the furries.
That's what he did.
No, after you told me about that, I was just like, okay, I can't even believe that that's a fetish. But
Okay, so tip number one would be don't spring out the fetishes. You have to have a conversation about it first, right?
yeah, we have to both agree that we're both comfortable with it, that it's a normal thing for both of us. I
So wait,
don't.
did you shut it down?
Yes, absolutely.
So he tried to see. This is very hard to talk around because I don't know what it was, but let's assume it was I don't know, foot fetish, right? So
I mentioned it. I'm just not gonna repeat it.
I get it. Yeah, it must have went over my head. But let's just assume that it was like a foot thing, and he wanted to, I don't know, lick the bottom of your foot for like 5 minutes, right? And you said you just shut it down immediately. You like no.
Absolutely. I was
Okay,
like,
now
no.
did you continue the sex, or did you end the sex altogether?
I ended the sex altogether.
Wow, really? And did you ever talk to him again?
I mean, we're cool, but I just nah, not in that way.
Incredible. But I could tell you respect him because you're not telling me what his little fetishy thing was.
Yeah, I just feel like he's a cool person, and I don't know who else knows him. I mean, I'm pretty sure, but I just don't,
This is
it's not
wild.
that I respect him. It's just I'd rather not.
I get it. Totally get it. Totally
make
get
him,
embarrassed. I get it. Even though he shouldn't be embarrassed. Like I said, everyone's.
He shouldn't. I mean, he shouldn't. He's gonna find someone who likes or who's into that at some. I'm pretty sure he has because he has a whole girlfriend now.
But the rule is don't spring it on somebody. You have to have a conversation before.
Right. Like you just have to talk to people about things. You have to be comfortable before you even have sex. How are you gonna have sex if you're uncomfortable? No.
Shockingly, a lot of people do that. Like most people are more comfortable having sex than they are talking about having sex. Mm-hmm. It's strange. Yeah. It's very strange. I don't understand why. But so what would the conversation be like though? So let's say I have a fetish and I want to sleep with you, and I'm trying to have this conversation before we have sex. How do I approach this conversation in a way like you will be receptive? Because I always tell people, whenever you have like something that you want to do sexually with somebody, and you bring it up for the first time, there's always the chance that it's the end of the relationship, depending on what it is, right? So let's say if I wanted to, it's true. Let's say if I wanted to do the furry thing, right? I want to dress up in a bunny outfit, and I want you to dress up in I don't know, a coyote outfit, right? You see how you look? You see how you staring at me right now? For those of you that can't see, she's looking at me, like disgusting.
I'm not looking at you.
Yeah, she's looking at me like
I swear
disgusting.
to God, I'm not.
So
no, I'm not. It's just.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So when somebody wants to bring it up, so I have this furry fantasy, right? I want to dress up like a bunny. I want you to be a coyote. it could be the end of the relationship because she might not look at you the same ever again. So I tell guys, what you have to do is you have to weigh the pros and the cons and decide if it's worth risking your relationship because it might be worst case scenario, she doesn't look at you the same and the relationship is over. Now that is an extreme reaction and it probably rarely happens like that, but depending on what it is, because if I say, hey, yo, Ty, I want you to um I want you to wear a bib and a diaper, you wouldn't talk to me ever again.
I mean, see,
be honest, Ty, don't lie.
All right,
hold on, Ty, you breaking it in out. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you now too. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm sorry about that. Just break the flow of my conversation. So back to you being disgusted about the bib and the diaper.
I'm not disgusted. What I'm saying is it's a tricky situation because it depends how long have you been talking to this person? Two, how comfortable are you just, expressing your fears and your concerns and things that you do like with this person? What kind of relationship do you have? It really depends. Like if I'm already past the whole meeting you, talking to you phase and we're in an actual relationship and I really like you, I'm gonna tell you, I can't do that. I'm not about to wear no bib and no diaper. But, we could go to therapy. Let's go together. Let's talk about this. Let's figure it out together, boo.
See, all right, cool. But my point was that when you do introduce a fetish to somebody, you run the risk of, the relationship not being the same again. But if she's accepting, you might be able to take your relationship to a whole nother level. So we should kind of come up with like a playbook for guys on how they can introduce a fetish to a potential partner. Now, I think we both agree that time spent with her matters. So if you have rapport with this person, like y'all know each other for like a couple of years or months, it's probably a little bit safer to bring something like that out versus a girl you met, last month.
Right.
All right. But how should he start the conversation? So he said, hey, baby, I want to talk to you. Now what?
Okay, so you sit them down like, hey, babe, we need to have a conversation. There's been something that's been on the back of my mind. I didn't know how to bring it to your attention, so I'm just going to say it. I like this. Simple, just be honest. And I think the sooner because you can't do it too soon. But I feel like if you have already been in a relationship with this person for a while, the sooner you do it, the better. Because if you wait, chances are like those feelings are going to start to, become a bigger like thing within you. You're going to start to go and seek it out elsewhere. Who knows how people think or, what people may or may not do. But I just feel like it's good to be open about these things if that is something that you have, the whole fetish thing. So for sure, just talk about it.
My solution is a little bit different. I think you should approach the conversation.
What's your solution?
I think you should approach the conversation by bringing up something that she'll find creepy, right? This way, in comparison, no, but here's why. So you bring up something that she'll find creepy, right? This way,
I see.
When you bring up what you actually want, in comparison, it doesn't seem that bad, right? So I'd be like, for example, I know you find the furry stuff to be weird. So if I talk to you, I'd be like, yo, Ty, let me tell you a story about my coworker, right? Like him and his girl, they furries, right? And then you'd be like, oh my, what? And we have a conversation, right. And then they, towards the end, I slip it in. So yeah, so I've been thinking, I would like to spice up our relationship, and I would love to bring another girl into the bedroom. What do you think about that? See, it seems normal compared to the furries.
Very true. Very true. I see what you're doing there. You're trying to make something seem. I see what you're doing. I see.
See.
It might work. It might work. But if you got a girlfriend who's a badass, she's not gonna hear none of that shit. It's gonna be bad or bad.
Do you still think in 2021 asking for a threesome is still considered a kind of, because we approach sex like it's a menu, right? So like culturally speaking, there are certain things that we kind of all agree are on the menu to ask for. So things that I can ask you
Right.
doesn't seem crazy, like
Mm.
blowjob, cunnilingus, you know, all of the sex positions that are normal. Uh, and so we don't really ask for those things. We kind of have sex and we assume those things are going to happen. And then there's things that are on the shelf in the back that you ask for. Do you still think threesomes are on the shelf in the back, or do you think it's become culturally in between? It's not on the menu, but it's not on the shelf. It's like um in the
It's
kitchen.
like sitting there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
in the kitchen in the back. Is that what threesomes are now? They're in the kitchen in the back.
I think they could be for people who are a little more like reserved, or people who have like older, like old school ideologies.
Mhm.
I think because we're in 2021, Gen Z has made this, this era very progressive. I think that nowadays it's more normal to ask for it. Honestly, if I'm with you and I'm really secure in my relationship, and I trust you, why not? Shit, or why not? Better to do it with your partner than for them to do it with somebody else. That's just how I see it. I
That's very,
don't think it's something that's like in the back
okay.
as much as it would have been before. I think more nowadays it's better. It's easier to like ask for it.
Two girls, you mean?
Yeah. I think that if you ask any man, oh, you want to have a threesome with me and another guy, he's gonna look at you either like you're crazy or smack you. One of the two.
Yeah, I think so.
so,
I agree. I agree.
so I
So,
wouldn't. I personally am not that ballsy. I'm not gonna ask no man for that.
do you want
But
that? What are your desires? That's a pretty good question.
why are my desires important?
But
Are you trying to scope me out for information?
no, I would never use my podcast for such a selfish personal reason like that on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. Okay. So I get it. You think guys, getting into the fetish bag without talking about it first, that's one mistake. What's another mistake you think guys make in the bedroom that they don't know about?
Not being open to more ideas. And I mean, like, in the sense like, for example, a lot of men, I don't know what it is, but a lot of men feel emasculated during sex, especially when their partner knows more about sex than they do. Like, I've had times where, for example, you can't pull out no vibrator in front of the man. He's gonna think he's not doing his job right. And it's not about you. It's just some women need more than penetration to come sometimes. And that's okay. But a lot of men don't know that. And a lot of men get offended by it. I then got cursed out one time for that.
You got cursed out because you
And
pulled out a vibrator?
yeah, he looked at me and asked me, like, am I not enough? And like, and I'm like, no, it's not even about you. But he still didn't like process it. It just wasn't clicking to him. So,
I think the reason
you know,
men are apprehensive, not apprehensive, but I think some of the reason why men are um a little bit less enthusiastic when a woman brings a toy into the room is because
mm,
a lot of, now I don't know what you use, but a lot of the toys women use sometimes can be it looks like a penis and they are humongous. Now I don't feel that way, but you know what I'm talking about, like the huge dildos that are this long, and you be like, God damn, you know.
yeah.
I don't feel that way. I'm just saying, not me. I'm just saying, I can, I can understand how as a guy you look at that and you wonder, yo, like this is a lot. Um, but to your point, I think you have to look at these tools as tools, right? Like the vibrator is a tool, the dildo is a tool, the I don't know what else y'all use. The sex swing is a tool. These things are tools that you use to make the experience more gratifying. And the more she's satisfied, uh, the more she is going to try and satisfy you. So it's a win-win for everybody, I think. And so I'm with you there. I think men should definitely loosen up on that stuff. Yeah.
For sure. I feel like everyone's sex life would be amazing if that happened. I mean, if we gotta be open to doing things that you guys like, something as simple as that shouldn't upset that man, but it does.
Yeah, but then again, also I feel like men do most of the work during sex anyway.
That's not always the case.
It is always the case.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. This is not a debate. We
All
are.
right.
I'm just saying, we are the penetrators. You are the penetratee.
Uh-huh.
Which means any friction taking place is me doing the work outside of one position, which women complain about all the time, which is cowgirl. Outside of that,
first of all, the women who complain about that are retarded because that's the best position.
I think they got weak knees.
It's not about the knees. You don't need to have strong knees to do that because you're on a bed. Unless you're on the floor or something, then yeah, I suggest you holla at Megan or something.
I'm just saying. So outside of that position, everything else is me doing work. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure men burn more calories during sex.
All right.
I'm just throwing it out there. So we might.
You said it wasn't an argument, so let's not argue about it.
We might be close-minded compared to y'all, but I think we, in our defense, we do more of the heavy lifting during the session. Just saying.
Yeah, but the heavy lifting doesn't matter if we're not satisfied.
I agree. And you think men are underperforming, generally speaking?
Yes, for sure.
Okay, and why are they underperforming?
Because they're not open to new ideas. They're very close-minded. Some, not all. So let me just rephrase that. Some men, not all men, are extremely close-minded, are afraid of new things, or afraid of change. No communication.
Okay, stop. What do you mean?
No communication during sex. How am I supposed to know what you like if you don't tell me what you like, How are you supposed to know what I like if you're just pumping, but you're not asking questions? Then you wonder why I'm just laying there, It's like,
I mean, there's body language.
And then when I tell you, you get right, but body language doesn't for example, I never knew that, but men actually fake orgasms. It's crazy. It's like, how, How? I feel like once you, inside the, the whole, I figure, I don't know how it feels for you guys, but I figure, once you're in the act, it just feels nice. So how can you not, finish? Or how do you pretend to finish?
I've never faked an orgasm. I've just had sex and I came before, but I'm pretty sure she knew I didn't come. I mean, I tried to play it off. Like I just, I didn't fake it. I wasn't like, I wasn't doing that. I just, I just got up and left. So I'm pretty sure
you got up and left.
Not the house. I'm just saying got off the bed, went to the bathroom, took the condom, threw it away. That's what I was like.
Flushed it, I hope.
No, you never flushed the condom.
You have to flush it because you could get turkey basted, honey.
I don't got nothing to offer no woman right now that she's gonna go into the
garbage can. How they know that?
I'm just saying. But yeah, so I've never faked an orgasm, but I've definitely had sex and not orgasm. But I just like stop.
Okay.
So yeah, okay. Communication, that's a very interesting one. Anything else?
I think that's pretty much it. I really think it's just insecurity and like the emasculation. That's what keeps you guys from wanting to communicate or even like reaching further to actually do the job to satisfy a woman.
Question.
I'll tell you right now, most of the times orgasm.
Can you repeat that?
Most of the times that I have had sex, I didn't even orgasm.
That's true for most women. I think it's sad. It's like God don't want y'all to enjoy sex.
No, it's just that some men do not want us to enjoy sex.
But did you say something to him?
Yes. Well, not just, first of all, Period. Anybody you have sex with, again, you need to tell them these things. Like, look, this is what I do and don't like. And that's what I'm saying. Some men really just get offended and they think they're not enough. But it's not even about you. It's really just about the nut right now. So
I want to ask you something. It kind of slipped my mind. Oh yeah, question. Out of the men that you've been with, how often has erectile dysfunction been a problem? Or
never.
not okay. No, I'm just saying, I'm throwing it out there. All right. So you never had that problem?
No.
Very interesting.
Never.
Okay. All right. Cool. So I did have some questions from some people. I asked on Instagram, if they had any questions for this podcast. And one had a question. Can a three-way relationship work if all three of us love one another?
I think it can, but there have to be specific boundaries set from jump because somebody's bound to get more jealous of the other. That it just always happens like that. You give one person a little more attention, the other one feels left out. It never really works out, again, unless there's communication. So
do you believe three-way relationships are doomed to fail eventually? Can they be sustained?
I think they can be sustained, but it would probably take some really dope, emotionally mature ass human beings to be in that.
Okay.
It's like a woman who has a kid and then has to co-parent, and then the other parent or a father, whoever, and then they have to co-parent, and then the other party gets into a relationship. One party is bound to feel away, but you have to do it, right?
Yeah,
kind of like that.
I think three-way relationships sound more sexy than they are. I think people
think. I think they do sound way more. I think people just think it's gonna be like some bang, like some bang fest or something. Like it's an actual polygamous relationship.
Yeah, it sounds like more of a headache than it's worth, guys. Don't do it, fellas. Don't do it. You got to master being.
You gotta find a really emotionally mature woman to do that with. Chances are, I'm not even gonna hold you. It might just be a white woman because ain't no Hispanic or Black woman in their right mind gonna share any man. Just saying that right now.
They have to be out there somewhere. Somewhere they're out there.
A Black woman sharing a man? Where? Yeah. Show her. Atlanta. Find her. I'm trying to see something. First of all, every girl in Atlanta knows how to got hands, okay? Every girl in Atlanta is beating another girl up right now over their boyfriend. Stop it, Jabaya, and you know it.
There's a man shortage in Atlanta, which is why they have no choice.
Because there's a, you know what? I'm not even going to say that on camera.
I'm just saying there's a man shortage, and that's why women down there in Atlanta put up with things more than they probably need to. Not saying it's right. I'm just saying. I'm just explaining.
No. Again, we're in 2021. The times are progressive as hell. Like we mentioned before, ain't no woman dealing with nothing nowadays. We all got jobs. We all pay our own bills. If you're not doing nothing for us, why should we deal with anything?
Because you guys don't want to admit it, but you guys like us way more than y'all want to admit.
We do, yeah. But we like the money more. Because when you leave us, guess who's going to be crying in their Bentley? This girl.
No, maybe you are that way, but the ridiculous relationships that I see women put up with all the time leaves me to believe that it is not the case that women love the money more than they love the idea of love. I think women.
Sure. No, of course you're right. 1,000% right. In that sense, we all want to be loved. We're natural nurturers. We like caring and loving people, and we want to be loved back. Sure, but again, we're in different times nowadays. Love don't pay no bills.
Love don't pay no.
Being honest.
I thought love don't cost a thing.
Love don't cost a thing, but love isn't gonna pay for what actually does cost something.
Oh my God. So how long do you think sex should be? That's another question I had
Like,
jotted down. Like for you, what's
like
a
in
good
the
time
act?
frame? Yeah. So excluding foreplay, remove foreplay. Like don't include foreplay in the time calculation. Foreplay already happened. You're about to enter the main stage. How long should it last? Average time.
I mean, I don't think there is an actual time for when sex should end, especially if you're enjoying it. I think it should just end whenever you guys are thoroughly satisfied. You know.
So there's no such thing as too long for you.
No. I
Really?
mean, yeah. I mean, if you're taking 19 hours to bust a nut, then yeah, that's a problem. But you know, I feel like if it's being done right, and you know, and you guys are both feeling the pace and enjoying each other, it doesn't really matter how long it lasts. Of course, you're gonna pause during the meantime for foreplay, kisses, hugs, whatever you know you're into, and then you proceed that way. So it might last longer than 2 hours. It might last longer than 5. It might even last all day. Who knows? But until both parties are thoroughly satisfied, I feel like it should end for sure.
I don't know, fellas. I might disagree with her on this one. I think anything over. All right, if it's not a weekend and it's a weekday, I think anything that lasts longer than you should hit the formula, guys. You should aim for a pretty long foreplay.
Okay.
10 to 15 minutes of sex.
10 to 15 minutes, not 10 minutes.
10 minutes is a long time.
Oh no, Dubaya. I'm gonna have to have a conversation with the girl you have sex with because I want to find out what's going on. I need to find out what.
10 to 15 minutes is a long time. If you had to go into the ring with Mike Tyson for 10 minutes, that's a long time.
Okay, well, we're talking about a knockout champ. Ain't nobody trying to get knocked out. Sex is completely different.
I'm just saying, 10 minutes is a long time. People don't
Think about it. Think about it. Would you be in a room for 10 minutes with somebody like Beyonce or Rihanna or even a porn star, Jenna Jameson, whoever the hell? Would you just be in
That
there
was
for
your
10 minutes
go-to?
for real?
Good. Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody who does sex, whoever
Nah.
your preference is.
Okay.
Right. I just know that she's famous and she's lit. So whatever.
Like the 90s.
Well, that's what's wrong with her though? Nothing. She's lit.
Old now. She's old and wrinkled. You know how white women age.
Okay, well, who's young? I don't know who's young now. I don't know.
Oh, you got a bunch. You have Cherokee Diaz. You got
who the hell is Cherokee Diaz?
No, not Diaz. Diaz.
Cherokee Diaz.
That's right.
Diaz.
There you go.
Interesting. That must be one hell of an ass.
Yeah, you got Roxy Reynolds. You got
who the hell is Roxy Reynolds?
Don't worry about it. I'm just
Hey, hold on. I'm gonna Google these people because I don't know what's going on. Hold on. I don't know what's going on. And I gotta find out. Roxy Reynolds.
Yeah, Roxy Reynolds. You gotta update your porn actresses. She's one of the greatest black actresses.
It says she's a musical artist.
I've never heard a song by Roxy Reynolds. Never. But
it says her name is Chanel Sanders.
Okay. I mean, you have to put a government out there, but okay.
She's old. She's dead 40.
Yeah, but Jenna Jameson is like old. 40 is that old.
Nah. Hold on. Because I'm about to do some research. Now you're upsetting me. How old is she? She's 46. She's 6 years older than the other girl.
But look at her face.
She just got mad surgery now.
She looked old. My point is yes, sex don't need to be that long.
Okay.
Yeah. So to your question, like I said, I would give Roxy Reynolds 40 minutes of foreplay. Yeah, 10 minutes.
40 minutes of foreplay only?
Or 30, no. Whatever. I'm just saying it should be long foreplay 10 to 15 minutes of the main stuff, and bam, bam, bam. So
But what if your partner likes? But what if your partner likes penetration more than foreplay? What would you do then?
Gotta get you a new partner, fellas. Don't fall for this trap that Ty's laying out for you.
Do not lose your girl over underperformance, guys. Do not listen to Jabaya.
I'm just saying.
That's a bad way to go. That's the worst. Imagine that. You get left because you're underperforming during sex.
I don't think 10 to 15 is underperforming. I don't think you realize how long 10 to 15 minutes is. 10 to 15 minutes is a long time.
To you, maybe.
Okay. All right. To the audience, 10. No, that is
to the audience. All right. Do a poll right now. I want to hear. I want to hear it right now. What is long to people? If 10 to 15 minutes is long for people to have sex, then hey, I swear to God, I'll cash up you $20 right now.
What you say? You said it's 10 minutes. It's 10 to 15 minutes long for sex. It's 10 to 15 minutes considered long for sex. It has to be. And by the way,
there's no way.
We all got things to do. But anyway, yeah. So I disagree with you on that there's no such thing as too long sex. I think if you're a guy, you should definitely aim for the good 15-minute mark. And then your work is complete. I'm not saying don't make it a memorable 15 minutes. You could do a lot in 15 minutes. She ain't buying what I'm saying. I'm just saying you can do a lot in 15 minutes. Don't let Ty ruin that for us, fellas.
Hey.
Have you ever had any problems with guys coming too quickly?
Yes.
Okay. How quickly are we talking?
Yes. I mean, there was one. The last time, I'll give him, okay, I'll make it better. Maybe like a solid 3.5 minutes.
Wow, really? What was that conversation like after? Was he embarrassed or?
I think I was more embarrassed for him, but I don't think it was. I think he was probably just extremely excited or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's that's usually why guys.
I don't know.
Why are you laughing like that?
I'm laughing because it was just so uncomfortable. Remembering it is uncomfortable now.
I mean, what happened in the 3 minutes though?
Nothing. I kind of felt like he was a little pathetic afterwards.
Okay.
You know, I was laying there. Everything was good for the first 2 minutes. And, you know, I'm like, wait, how did this get this way this fast? You just started. You weren't even going fast. We weren't doing anything crazy. It was just, I don't know. Maybe he was a virgin. Who knows?
And I tell you, that's pretty good. All right. I mean, that's still a very short amount of time. 3 minutes.
It was different. I'll tell you that.
I mean, hopefully you gave him a boost of confidence. I can only imagine how uncomfortable it would be standing in front of a naked woman who you know that you haven't satisfied. And
I was kind of like disgusted in a way. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, have you ever, for example, hear me out, right? It sounds kind of fucked up, but hear me out.
Did you ask me, have I ever had sex with somebody and then after I come, I felt dirty?
Not dirty, but like you just feel like yuck. Like, I don't even want to be next to you right now. Like,
really?
Yeah.
Did you tell him that or?
No, I just don't speak to him at all anymore.
That is so cruel. I understand it. I'm just saying that is. I mean, because you know he has to feel like, you know, ashamed.
I give him 2 chances, and chances.
Also, it was a habit.
I mean, after the first time, it wasn't that good. So the second time, it's still not that good. There's a problem. It's just never gonna be that good.
Damn, that's. I feel bad for him.
Don't, because he's not that good of a person, right?
He's not that good of a person. Oh man, I'm trying to think. Any other questions a man would want to know? Men want to know from a woman if they can ask. Um,
I mean, every woman is different. A lot of women don't think how I think, you know? Again,
of
I've had to
course,
go,
of course.
with the times. I didn't think how I think either, you know?
Yeah,
It was a
I totally get it that everybody's different. Totally get that. That's not what I'm. Yeah, don't take what you hear here and assume every woman likes this or that. But I do think for example, your criticisms, not when I ask you any things that you think guys can do better, I think that kind of is more of a universal thing, or it's more common amongst women as far as men not communicating, men not being open minded, men being intimidated by toys. So that part of the conversation, I think you can take and extrapolate it to women in general. So yeah, the things that she likes, you gotta ignore it. But when she talks about the criticisms, yeah, of course, I think men should kind of take that into consideration. Um, what do women mean when they say the phrase "good dick"? What does that mean?
All right. So if I say you got good dick, that means that your dick is legit bomb. Like you have practiced this, you have perfected your craft, and this is the dick that I consistently want now because it is that good. That's good dick. Good dick be having girls dickmatized, aka hypnotized over the penis. Once you're hypnotized over the penis, good God, you're gonna get away with everything because chances are that girl gonna forgive it. You got her dickmatized.
This is where this is strange for me because like good pussy is usually judging the wetness and how it feels versus it sounds like, at least from what you're saying, that good dick has more to do with like the man's overall sexual performance.
Performance.
So then why do you use the phrase good dick? Why not just say
Because it's a good dick.
he's but you're the reason why you're using the phrase has absolutely nothing to do with his penis. It's because he's a good lover.
It does have to do with his penis because you have to penetrate me with your penis. It's good penis.
This is strange. All right. Okay.
Well, all right. For example, you just said it yourself. This is how you critique women's vaginas, right? Depending on wetness and tightness or whatever, right?
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with your skills.
But because you guys know how to differentiate sex from emotions. So I mean, you're different, obviously. This is why I always say you're one of the pure ones left. But but it's literally just like that. You'd be like, oh, she got some good pussy just because her pussy was bomb as fuck. And in your mind, it made you come so much that it was a great performance. So that's good pussy, right? That's how we feel about the penis.
Okay. Size.
Um, all right. Well, honestly, size doesn't necessarily matter per se. Like if you have a smaller sized penis, then obviously you're gonna have to, you know, depending on how small it is, you're gonna have to put a little more work, you know. But then again, if it's too big, it's like it's painful. You know, you're gonna have to figure out what positions, huh?
I've heard that from quite a few number of women that a big penis is not necessarily ideal for like a partner. It's like something that
it's
might
not
want every now and then, but not consistently.
Yeah, no, it's painful. It feels like it just feels like it's all in your stomach and shit. And then you got to find good positions so that you don't feel like it's poking your uterus. And it's just uncomfortable. So if you have a big penis, you gotta be more tender because you have a big penis.
Yeah, I want one just for bragging rights. I don't care.
So what are you saying?
I don't have a big penis.
You don't have a big penis?
No.
Is it small?
No. If I had it, no.
Oh, so it's a good size.
Yeah, but I don't want that. I want something that I could scare women with when I pulled it out. Like,
Nah,
you ever seen like them pornos and like it'd be like the size of the that's what I want.
I didn't see that in real life, and believe me, it's not pleasant.
Who cares how pleasant it is? It's about bragging rights.
Why would you want to have something that big?
Because you see your face right now. See the face you're making right now. That's what I want to see. I want to see that face
Why?
with your eyebrow. Oh, that's what I want to see.
Nah, that shit ain't ninja buyer. Uh-uh.
Mm, okay. All right. So we went over good dick. We went over size,
But thick, fat penises,
girth,
yes, all the way. Yes. For sure, girth. For sure, girth.
and why for sure girth.
Um, well, because if it's really, really slim, it's just not that pleasuring. So for
Like a
example,
pencil.
even when you're right, like for example, even when you finger pop somebody, right? Chances are you're gonna have to use both fingers, or she's gonna prompt you to use both fingers because it just feels more pleasurable since you don't necessarily have the length. Not you per se, but in general. Like, I just feel like for sure, like girth is important.
Okay. All right. But see, here's the thing with the cruel part about the penis conversation is that it's the one thing you can't. So I always tell men, whatever you have, but you know what you have between your legs, you can't sweat it because you can't do anything about it. Like worrying about something that you can't do anything about is just unnecessary stress and anxiety. Like,
I mean, they shouldn't worry about it if they're not like assholes. But if you're an asshole and you walk around like that and your shit is real shrimpy, shame on you.
I hear you, but dudes do worry about it, and
If they're assholes, they should.
not even if you're an asshole. Like it's just generally speaking, worrying about things that you can't change is just not helpful. And I feel
I
like
mean, it's
guys,
changeable now. I heard Dr. Miami's doing penis extensions for $500.
first of all, I'm not paying $500 for penis extension surgery. That's number one. Number two, it's an unnecessary surgery because, like we just said earlier, most listen, there is a vagina for every penis. All right. So if you ask somebody, now I tell dudes all the time though that if you are below average, then you might want to stay away from women that have fat asses because I'm serious because it gets
It's your bias style.
no, I'm serious because it's like it's when she gets into certain positions, it's gonna make penetration more difficult. It's just it's true.
So doggy style is a no-go for someone with a smaller penis if they have somebody who's a partner with a big butt.
Yes. No, yeah.
It makes sense. It does. It adds up. It all adds up.
And so if that's one of your favorite positions, then you have to date women that have petite bodies.
Yeah.
I'm looking out for y'all, fellas. I'm just saying, I'm the one asking these questions, looking out for y'all with this information. So yeah, I think men with below average penis sizes should stay as far away from women with big butts as possible. Far away. Yeah,
I agree. I think that you're right on that one. It's true because if she got too much cake,
and it's gonna be hard though. It's gonna be hard because like you like what you like, and so it's gonna be hard realizing that you kind of have to stay away.
If they could find better positions, like she might be able to be on top because she has a fatter ass, so that might work. Or regular old missionary.
But that's why I said if you're one of those guys that really really likes that position, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Then you kind of have to make you kind of have to say, well, look, I know this. I love doggy, and I love women with big butts, but I have 2-3 inches down there. Can't really do it. See what I'm saying? You kind of have to just, just find you. There was a video on Twitter going around with this dude with he had like a threesome with 2 midgets. It was a wild video. It was very, very strange. Very strange. But you might have to do that, fellas. It's very strange.
Yo,
Very
where
strange.
you saw this video, I don't even want to know.
It was on Twitter.
Okay, so on Twitter.
Yeah, it was trending. It was like going around Twitter.
You like being mixy. I told you that.
I don't like being mixy. I just love Twitter. So just a couple more questions that I remember now. What would be the proper way for a guy to ask a woman for sex? Just, without even coming close to implying that he wants anything more.
That exact way. Just be honest. Like, hey, I find you extremely attractive.
Okay.
I would like to have sex with you.
Okay.
Right. I would like to have sex with you. I think the best way for that to happen is by me being honest with you. So you can either accept it or you don't. I know guys who do that, literally, like, are just really like, listen, I just want to fuck. I don't want nothing more from you. And some girls really just be with it, It works for them.
Is that how guys approach you, or?
No, to be honest, I don't like, as much as people think, I don't, the guys that do approach me are like,
what does that mean?
Just no comment. You see me single, right? I don't talk to nobody, not one person. That's why.
So honestly, best policy. I agree with you as well. Now, what I tell men is you're gonna have probably a pretty low successful rate, but it saves you trouble in the long run because you don't have to be lying and manipulating it.
Nobody's gonna do no malicious stuff because when you scorn women, you're bound to just get shitty ass reactions from them. So just save yourself the drama. Don't do no fuck shit. Just don't violate nobody if you don't have to. Like, just go about your life. And if you really want pussy that bad, pay for it. Simple.
I mean, I wouldn't do that because it's illegal, but
that's not necessarily true.
I understand what she's saying. I'm not going to advocate for anything illegal, but I know what she's saying. Big tech's cracking down, but I know what she's saying.
Well, I'm glad you catch my drift.
I know what she's saying. Let's see. I thought I had one more in my mind too that I wanted to get, but maybe I'm drawing blanks.
All right. Well, I have a question.
Sure.
I have a question. Okay, so the same question you asked me, actually. What are certain no-nos for women to ask during sex?
To ask?
Yeah, like.
Oh, that's easy.
What are just no-nos while we're having sex? Period.
Nothing. Yeah. So it's not. Don't put anything in my butt. That's a general rule that every woman could follow. Don't try to.
But some guys like that, yo. Some guys like that.
Don't ask first, like you said earlier. Don't just be assuming. Don't just sticking your finger or your knuckles up there. Or
when get you punched.
Yeah. Don't do that, ladies. Don't do that. Like I said, the only things that you can do are the things on the menu that we agree on. Anything else, you have to ask first. And I mean anything. Don't.
So basically, we would just have a very slim thing. It's slim, like a very slim line of things we could ask you guys. That's crazy.
No, you can. No, I'm saying
willy-nilly.
No, I said you can ask me anything, but you have to ask. Don't. So here's the thing: there are the things that you do during sex. Then there are the things that you don't do during sex, but you can try without asking, and people won't get upset. For example, if a girl tries to stick her finger in my butt, right? I'm not going to get upset to the point where I punch her in the face. I'll probably just move out the way, and she kind of gets the message okay, well, he's not really with that. And then you kind of keep going. It doesn't mess anything up. She tried to do what she wanted to do. I reacted body language wise, and we move on. And then there's the third thing where these are the things that you ask for, and that's the extreme stuff. Like, you have to ask if you want to peg me. You can't just go into the bathroom and come out with a strap on. I'm gonna call the police.
Yo, I felt that. No, for real. It's just different.
You can't do that type of stuff. You have to ask.
That's different.
So I think the rules apply both ways regarding anything that's not on the cultural menu, which we kind of all agree on, the normal stuff, quote unquote. You gotta ask.
Okay.
Now, unlike you, I don't mind being asked during a session. Like you prefer to be asked before and then decide. I don't mind it being sprung on me because people remember certain things in the middle of the whatever. So you can spring on me, but and the reason I say that is I don't get coerced into anything. So there's nobody.
You don't get coerced.
Yeah, I don't. No,
I'm pretty sure if you really like the female, you're gonna be, at some point in the relationship, you're going to have to do things. I'm sorry for my kid, by the way, but you're gonna have to do things that you just don't like to do sometimes.
Yeah, but that's just how it goes. But I still want to do it. Will I do things that my partner wants to do that I don't want to do? Yeah, of course. That's different than being coerced. Coercion is doing something that you don't want to do, and somebody kind of tricks you into it. You know, that's coercion. It's impossible to do. You into it. I have too much of a strong will for that to happen. I will stop everything and make everyone uncomfortable, saying, time out. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, this was good. We got an hour out of this.
It was a good hour. It was a very insightful hour.
It was a good hour.
It was an insightful hour.
I thought I could trick you. Now, I can't get coerced, but I definitely was trying to coerce Ty to give me personal details about her sex life, but she didn't fall for the trap. So I want to thank you for that. Congratulations.
My sex life is horrible. There is no sex life here.
All right, we're gonna find out. But I enjoy it.
Javaya, what? First of all, you out of everybody knows that all my business is in the open. Everybody knows my business. Mm-hmm. I don't hide the shit no more. For what?
You are. You were a great guest. I will give you that. You were great open. I feel like you gave the guys a lot of information that they can use. And just to recap, what the things that the things guys do in bed that they do wrong, that they shouldn't do, is not communicate, get intimidated by toys that the woman brings out,
weird shit.
And yes, and the fetishes. But I would love to know what it was. That's gonna be in my mind this entire night. Like, what did?
Oh my God!
What did he say to you? What did he whisper? Poor guy. And I bet you he whispered it too. Like he was like, "Hey, yo."
And let's just say that he asked me to do something that I just.
Yeah, just slap him.
And then, no, and he said something weird before he. Yeah,
that's bad. That's bad.
Yo, what?
That's bad.
Yo.
That's bad. Damn.
Let's just not speak of it, yo. It is what it is. He probably gonna know I'm talking shit about him now because you know him.
I do? Oh my God. That's so messy.
Yeah, like so messy.
I don't kink shame. Like I said, you know, I'm laughing, of course, but look, people are into what they're into. Like I've heard and seen some weird stuff, right? So I don't try to judge because I'm sure there's something I'm into that people find weird.
What are you into that people would find weird, Javaya? You like smacking people with your feet or something?
No.
Okay, so.
I mean, I like hearing about details from like my partner's history. As a little bit.
Why?
I don't know.
That doesn't make you feel uncomfortable?
No.
That's the first time I heard that. Whenever, men usually ask about like your past, it's always leading into some bullshit.
Yeah, not for me. It's like I like hearing about it. So that's probably strange to some people, but that's what I'm saying. Like when it comes to interest and what you like, it varies from person to person a lot. And so we use the word weird and like, but really, we're keeping it light. We're not really saying that you're a weirdo because you do these things.
No.
As long as you're doing stuff that is consensual and
Right.
there's no
As long
minors
as both
involved.
parties like it,
Good.
hey, right.
Yeah.
Please, no minors, please.
Yeah, you good. But I learned a lot. I will say this was a good talk. I look forward to the future sex talk that we have with you.
Thank you for inviting me to your TED Talk.
Yes, and just so the audience knows, yes, I'm trying to have sex with Ty. So I want y'all to know that I'm working on it. And
Jabaya, what the fuck? What the absolute fuck? That's not a good way. That is not a good way.
I know, but they have to know the truth. And
so tell them the truth. Tell them the real truth, Jabaya.
What do you mean?
Don't be telling them you're trying to have sex with me. Tell them the truth, boo.
What? Oh, I'm trying to make you my woman.
Jabaya been trying to marry me, y'all, since I was 15. Okay.
Yes, that is true. Yeah. Oh, you think I'm embarrassed? Oh, hold on. I'm trying to get married. I'm gonna put the song in the background by Jagged Edge. What's that song called? Let's Get Married. No shame in my game. Jabaya. Ain't no shame in my game. But
no.
We are going to close out here. Anything else you want to say to the audience before we leave? Any plugs you have or
no? I want to say to all of the nice young men out there, stay big dick. And if you ain't big dick, stay small dick. But work it. Definitely make sure you're having tons of consensual sex because consensual sex is the best sex. Oh, also, yes, go ahead.
Now go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say don't get me too out here, further.
Also, don't listen to Jabaya. Jabaya will be the failures of all of your relationships. Believe that. Believe that. Okay? Do not listen to this young man. I'm telling you, the key to success is just, good work. Good dick.
Okay. All right. Of course. And as usual, thank you for listening to another episode of the Crew Philosopher Podcast. Subscribe, rate, and view us on iTunes, Spotify, anywhere else where the podcast is available. And we will see you guys, or I will see you guys next week. Until next time, deuces.